So it's basically just taken from a book.
Okay, but now it sounds so current, the theme of war. So how do you see the future?
I don't really want it to have a connection with what's going on now. We're entertainers.
Yeah.
We're musicians.
I think you can read in anything into any title or piece of lyric if you want to, but obviously it's. I agree with you on that feeling.
I have a question for Joy.
Yeah.
On a track of your first solo album, you sang there's a place that I like to reach. Are you arrived where you were going to?
Oh, on my first solo album. Yeah, we've come a long way. I think we're in a good place where we wanted to be. When we met in 2003 in Nick's apartment in Stockholm, we said we were going to go for a long time and build up a new future. I think we've done pretty good.
Yeah, forever traveling.
Forever traveling, yeah. If you just be passionate and you keep working hard and try to develop different styles and move in different directions, you're going to have some form of success in the end. And we're getting a little bit more interest now. It's really good.
Which is, in your opinion, the song that represents most your change of writing in War of Kings?
It's pretty good questions because it's slight variations on War of Kings, really, in the songs. Is there a good... what do you guys think? I think
you're talking about writing. I think one song on the album, which is Angels.
Angels with Broken Hearts.
Yeah, that's a song that we wrote entirely in the studio while recording, and we've never done a thing like that before. So that was certainly a different way for us to develop a song.
I think that song and Praise You are really a new way of recording and writing for us. It's very interesting for us, those songs, aren't they? I mean, we haven't
dynamics.
Yeah, a lot of dynamics and emotion and powerful and
Playful.
Playful, yeah. War of Kings is more playful, and those songs are good examples.
So is it interesting to play them live as well?
Yeah, we love playing Praise You. We haven't played Angels with Broken Hearts yet. I'm sure we will at some stage. But the songs that are really cool to play live are Nothing to You, Hole in My Pocket, the Rockers are really cool to play. But Praise You, we do enjoy playing live a lot.
So do you think that fast and heavy and now dark, slower, but always emotional could be the right words to describe your music around these 30 years?
I think so too. More dynamic, as Mick said, and emotional and powerful. We play, like he is more playful. We play around with different emotions and expressions. When we were around in the 80s, beginning of the 90s, it was more one-dimensional, more full-on, and the songs were kind of equal like that. But now we're trying to have more of an adventure, I think. It's more fun for us.
Well, I told to, sorry for my voice, I told to some friend that I was coming here and they said,
oh, you sound like me after
yeah. Sorry, I had a bad week.
After a month on the road, after the shows, sometimes I go up to those guys. Exactly.
The same.
Yeah.
Well, and they said, wow, you are going to see Europe, and here are all people not about rock. And they say, are they still around? Or a question like, I used to like Final Cannon back then. So it's clear that you belong to a rock age that was a golden age, a pop somehow. And now you belong to this age which is quite different. From your point of view, how is the way to live with your music, to be an artist today compared to back then?
Well, we were younger. I mean, in the 80s, we were in the 20s. We were learning, meeting producers, studios. We were just learning then. Now we know how to record records. We're very interested in the procedures and kind of nerdy in a way, you know. We enjoy it in a different way now.
Yeah, but back then you were used to sell 10 million records,
Yeah.
which is not what happening today.
No, it's
And now
not.
you got to tour to live
Yeah.
and not sell record to live.
Yeah, touring is important, merchandise is important, and working on the websites, all that's very important now. But records, we feel like making albums are still very important. So we put our heart and soul into doing it, and then it's more fun to go out on the road. And for us, the albums are still very important.
In a way, it's more actually these days compared to the 80s. You got to be able to go out on stage and kick major ass and deliver a fucking great show. And it takes a great band to be able to go out these days and tour and reach success. So we're fortunate in that sense because we have all those elements. And that's why I would say, survived or are surviving
Yeah.
and reaching higher.
We're musicians from the beginning, which helps now.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be back all together, the same lineup as the Final Countdown after almost 30 years?
I'm very lucky. Very lucky. We get on really well too now. And we have a great job, and we can do it with people that we know, because we all played with different bands and toured with different musicians.
Yes.
It just doesn't feel the same.
Did you?
When we started
sorry.
playing together again, after the break that we had, it was like we sort of realized then what we had been missing. The chemistry between
Yeah.
the five of us was really something that without thinking about it during the break, we really felt that, oh, this is how it should be.
Yeah.
These are the guys I
Yeah.
want to play together with the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We've been playing longer this time, 11 years now. The first time around, we were 10 years, so this is really good.
And how did you expect such a big success, and how did it change you personally as individuals?
You mean in the 80s?
From the 80s until now? Yeah, in the 80s, if you expect you could be so big now, such a big success, and if this success changed you as individuals?
I guess it changed us somehow. I mean, in the 80s, it was like jumping on a freight train. It just like went 100 straight on from the day the Final Countdown started, reaching the charts. And it went so fast that we didn't actually have time to reflect or to get into that ride. It was just like being sucked up in a whirlwind or something. So I think it has changed us. I mean, these days I think we're more. I mean, in the 80s it was more about partying, having fun, going out, living the rock and roll dream. These days we're more concerned about the business side of the industry.
I think we appreciate what we're doing more today. We really have as you said, we didn't have time to reflect on it back then, but now we can really we realize how lucky we are that we can do this.
And since we're musicians, we learn about we can do. If you keep your brain and you don't party too much, and if you keep it together, you can learn from one period and what not to do and what to do in the next. So
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully. It seems like we're doing good though, because you have to stay away from certain things when you produce a record, and certain styles of lyrics and certain styles of chord changes. You learn all those things, and then you move on and you go on a new journey.
I try again. The next year, you say you celebrate the third decade of Final Countdown.
Yeah.
Well, there are bands doing like gigs, playing the world record from the first to last song, or remastered, or a special box. What is in your mind for this celebration? If you can say it, of course.
We can't talk too much about that. We know we're going to do a few shows to celebrate towards the end of the year. But we have a busy year. We're going to record a new album. We're going to tour more. Next year is going to be very busy. But towards the end, we're thinking of doing a few shows to celebrate the album Fan Countdown. But we haven't booked anything yet, so we don't know what. But something we're going to do.